Well, good afternoon, everyone. Here in North America, it's afternoon. It's good morning in Honolulu, Hawaii, and it's good evening in London, England. Um, I think Shanghai, it's people are still sleeping. So, welcome to On the Dot, and we've got a great show for you today. Um, the founder of Beyond Slim is going to be coming on. I hope he's going to be coming on. You never know, but we've sent him the link, and we hope that Ray's going to join us. But before we get started, I always like to wish some of my friends happy birthday, and I want to first start with Melanie Rafferty, who's in Northern California. Happy birthday, Melanie! And definitely, I'm going to send you a sample. I think I have of Beyond Slim. And if there's anyone out there that would like a sample, just send me a message and I'll send you a free sample. I just need obviously your name, your phone number, your email address, and your address where you want me to send you a free sample. So with that, I also want to wish my good friend in New York City, Lisa Goldman, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Lisa, and happy birthday to former Stanford Cardinal uh, footballer and just a great guy, Kadar Hamilton. I think I call him Dar. He's in Dallas. And this Friday, I want to wish Chloe Lamar happy birthday this Friday, Chloe. So and say hello to your mom and your brothers too. And happy birthday to my teammate from Stanford, the great running back, Vincent White. It's going to be his birthday this Friday. Happy birthday, V-Dub. And definitely, I'm going to send you some of this amazing product, Beyond Slim. And then finally, I have a good friend here in Las Vegas, Cam Nelson. It's her birthday this Saturday. Happy birthday, Cam. And I'm looking forward to seeing you hopefully here in Las Vegas. So with that, I'd like to bring on my special guest, and that's Ray Faltinsky. Ray has an incredible background. He graduated from Trinity College. He got his law degree from Yale, where he did his dissertation on the direct sales industry, which is quite unique. And I'd like him to talk a little bit about what inspired him. And he is the founder and CEO of a company that did over $1.2 billion in sales. And he recently, he decided to come out of retirement and build this new great company called Beyond Slim. So with that, I'd like to bring on Ray right now. Ray, welcome. You're on the dot.
Hello, Dot. Good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I've got my Zip Slim packets here. I was handing them out yesterday.
Let's go.
Let's go. And Ray, thank you so much for creating a great company. And, I think a lot of people would love to know a little bit more about your background. I gave a brief overview, but share with everybody where you grew up and why you ended up studying at Yale and how that's changed your life and how you've been able to build a great company and now your second great company.
Well, thank you so much for the kind words. My story is really one of passion for the nutrition space because of a life-changing event in my family when I was 15 years old. So I grew up outside of New York City, a little town called Pearl River, New York. And when I was 15 years old, my mom became very ill. She began to have tremendous pain in her bones throughout her body. She wasn't able to sleep at night. She was getting depressed. It was a very tough time in our family history. I've got 3 siblings, and of course my dad, and we were all like, "What is going on here?" My mom went to 2 medical doctors in my hometown, and I remember the first one, Dr. Alex Helper was his name. And he told my mom, after looking at x-rays and doing a full exam, that she had a very advanced case of osteoporosis. That's when your bones become very brittle and very porous. It usually happens to people as they get older, 60s, 70s, and 80s. My mom was only 50 at the time, so it was kind of unusual that she had this, but she had a hard life growing up. I'll talk about that in a minute. Grew up in Europe. She was actually born in Czechoslovakia. And so so he said, look, I'm sorry, Martha, it's my mom's name. There's nothing we can do to help you out. This is just, there's nothing to help. It's going to progress in a few years. You're probably going to be in a wheelchair. And unfortunately, the prognosis for a long, healthy life is not there. So, of course, we were shocked and saddened. Encouraged my mom to get a second opinion, which she did with another doctor in our town. And he looked at everything and basically said, hey, there's nothing. I mean, Dr. Helper was correct in everything he said. So it was a devastating time for our family. And I've always found, though, throughout life that when you kind of hit rock bottom, there's usually someone there or some incident or something that happens that if you remain positive, if you have a vision for getting out of this rut and you kind of know where you want to go, something usually you can draw something into your life, this power of positive thinking and giving off positive energy. And so we were kind of that sort of a family. So it started in me at an early age to have the positive mindset. And as luck would have it, my older brother, Ron, he's 15 years older than me. He grew up in the 60s and he was kind of a hippie. And he did some of those hippie things that I don't want to talk too much about because he may get arrested today for some of the hippie-ish type of things he did. But one of the positive things he was into vitamins and supplements back when they were not that well accepted. Not like today where you got, 70% of the population takes a supplement every day. Back in the late 70s, it was not like that. And he said, Mom, let me do a little research. Let me see if there's anything I can find that can help with osteoporosis and bone health. And of course, this is 1980. There's no Google. There's no internet. None of that. And so he did the basics. He went to the local bookstore. He went to the library at UCLA campus. He was living in LA at the time. And he basically found there were certain ingredients that had some preliminary data that could help with osteoporosis, things like calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, boron, a few other things. So my mom began to take these religiously, and she got them in a powdered form. She would mix them up in a liquid because with liquid vitamins, they don't have to break down into your digestive system. They're immediately absorbed. And that's one of the reasons our core product, Zipslint, is a liquid drink product. So anyhow, she began to drink this every day. It tasted terrible. I remember I tried it one time just to see, and I spit it out. And I said, Mom, how can you possibly drink this? And she said in her European accent, so Raymond, when you don't feel good, when you feel sick, you don't care what something tastes like. And so I got it. I mean, she was so sick, she didn't care. She began to drink this every day. And after about 6 months, all of a sudden, she's got less pain. She's got a little more pep in her step. She's sleeping a little better at night. And so she went back to Dr. Helper and showed him the list of vitamins and said, Dr. Helper, I've been taking these vitamins. I'm feeling better. What do you think? And he goes, Martha, it's all in your head. Those vitamins aren't going to do anything for you. And my mom said, oh, but I don't know. I'm feeling so much better. Can you just take another series of x-rays to see if there's any improvement? Because you can see osteoporosis on x-rays. And so just to appease my mom, he took the x-rays. And as my mom described it, when he came back and wanted to show her on kind of the fluorescent view things that they had back in the day, he was white as a ghost because he said, I've never seen anything like this. You're definitely improving. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And, that was a big, big moment for us because it basically saved my mom's life. She was never in a wheelchair. She went on to live another 38 years, long, healthy, vibrant life. Got to see my 4 kids, grandkids, grow up to significant age, lived to be 88 years old when they told her she only had a few more years to go. And so for us, And for me in particular, this was like a light bulb that went on, like, oh my gosh, vitamins, supplements can have this sort of an impact. They can actually save someone's life. The person in my life who was nearest and dearest to me. And it was like this awakening for me that if this can help my mom, I want to somehow be a part of getting the word out to more people. Now, at the time, I was only 15 years old, so I didn't know what I was going to do from a business standpoint. But that's when I got into nutrition. I started taking a bunch of supplements. I started reading about them. I started talking to people about them. And then I end up going to Yale Law School, which you mentioned earlier. And to graduate from Yale, you need to do a thesis, a graduate thesis. And I decided to do mine on the direct selling industry because I had read an article in Success Magazine, which talked about this incredible growing industry called direct selling. And I said, this is an amazing concept. What a great way to spread the good news about nutrition through word of mouth advertising. And maybe I can turn this paper into like a basis for launching a company in the direct selling space. And so you have to get permission from one of your professors for the topic and that you want to write about, and they have to agree to be your supervisor. And so I went to every business law professor at Yale, and every single one of them said, I can't be your supervisor on that because I don't know anything about direct selling, and I'm not going to be able to help you. Every single one of them. So I was completely discouraged because I had this vision to kind of learn about the industry and then launch this company after I graduated. So I went to the dean of the law school, incredible man, Dean Guido Calabresi, Italian, born in Italy, and great dean. He's now a judge on the Second Circuit. I think he's about 90 years old now, still in great health. I got a letter from him every year around Christmas time with what's going on with the family. Anyhow, he said, look, I don't know anything about direct selling, but you seem really, really passionate about this. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I will be your supervisor on this paper, so you can go and do the research. And that was so big for me because now I could study what I was passionate about and still get my law degree. So I end up doing this paper, learning an incredible amount about the industry, particularly on the legal side, and then ended up graduating. And now I've got this vision. I want to launch this company. But here's the problem. I have no money. Matter of fact, I've got $70,000 in debt, credit card debt, student loans. And I mentioned my mom was born in Czechoslovakia. My dad was born in Romania. They came over on a boat here in 1955, a 3-week journey across the Atlantic into the New York harbor. They had 2 kids, my older hippie brother, Ron, who was only 5 or 6 at the time, and my sister, who was 1. And they had no money. They didn't know the English language. They knew their native language. They didn't know English. But they came here for the opportunity that we have here in the United States. And we struggled quite a bit growing up. And so when I want to launch the company, I have no money. I got all this debt. What am I going to do? So I go around and I beg friends and family to invest in this idea for a nutrition company to spread the good news of nutrition around the world. And eventually people saw my passion. It took quite a long time, but I got 23 people. I got some law professors. I got some classmates, some friends of friends, and we raised a decent amount of money. It wasn't a ton, but it was enough to get going. And the rest, as they say, is history. We, as you mentioned, we did over 1.2 billion in sales over the next 22 years, paid out over $500 million in commissions, and we helped a ton of people enjoy a longer, healthier life. And ran that business for 22 years. And it was a great success. I'm I feel very blessed to have been through that experience. But it wears on you after a while. It's a long time to build a business, and we felt it was time to merge with another business. And I was, as you mentioned, I was going to retire. And so we did that, and that was in 2017. And then within about a year, there's only so much you can do when you retire. I don't golf. And I'm now officially, well, it used to be called empty nester, but we like to call them free birds. So my wife and I are now free birds because my last one just went off to college last week. But we kind of knew we were going to be free birds in the next couple of years or so. And most importantly, I developed a very strong relationship with Dr. Mark Drucker. Dr. Drucker is the founder of the Center for Advanced Medicine. So he's a medical doctor who early in his career realized that pharmaceutical drugs were not the answer to people's problems. And so he started the most successful alternative medicine clinic in all of Southern California. And it happened to be just a couple miles away from my house. And so being into nutrition, that's the kind of doctor when we moved here to San Diego, I wanted to have work with to optimize my health. And so I got to know him very soon after we moved here, 2005. And he just has this incredible way of solving people's health challenges using natural means, and most of the time supplements and nutrients. And so we began discussions on developing a product that would address most of the major health challenges that people have. Obviously, beginning with overweight and obesity, because right now that is the single biggest problem we have in this country, is the overweight obesity epidemic. Do you know that in 1980, 13% of the population was obese? 1980. That was the year my mom got osteoporosis. Today, 43% of the population is obese. And when you're obese or overweight, your risk of heart disease goes up dramatically. All sorts of cancers, your risk of cancer goes up dramatically. Your risk of diabetes, your risk of Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's. I mean, it is without question the number one health challenge we have. And now we know that 3 out of 4 people in the US, adults, are overweight or obese. And so that is the core problem we wanted to go after. And he had an incredible experience dealing with that, because many of the people who came to his clinic were dealing with that. But we also wanted to go above and beyond that, which is why the name of the company we chose was Beyond Slim. Because first of all, getting into great shape is about slimming down and becoming fitter. But you also want to address those other concerns that people have. So for example, stress. Stress is a major problem for people. And the number is like 74% of the population are feeling stressed out these days. And stress raises certain hormones and chemicals in your body that have a very damaging effect on your health. And so we wanted to affect the stress side of things. We wanted to have a product that helped improve people's sleep. We wanted something that helped with muscle tone, because more muscle tone means you're burning fat more. And that is really important to have good tone to have long-term health. We wanted something that was good for your brain, that would improve your focus and your memory. We wanted something that would reduce the damaging free radicals in your body. And free radicals are those damaging oxygen molecules that just go in, attacking your healthy cells and lead to all sorts of health problems. So we wanted to create all that in a delicious tasting drink. Again, because a drink is much more readily absorbed. The nutrients are much more easily and faster absorbed than you take a pill, because a pill has to disintegrate in your digestive system, and that takes time, and some people don't digest nearly as well. So we're able to put together this incredible product that immediately goes to work in your system, helps you lose 3 times more fat than diet and exercise alone, helps you lose 3 times more belly fat than diet and exercise alone, helps you sleep better, helps you feel less stressed, gives you better memory, better focus, improves muscle tone, improves cardiovascular endurance, improves your sexual health for both men and women. And once we kind of had that and we're able to get it to taste good, it took a long time to get it to have this incredible blackberry lemonade flavor. But we finally created that, and we've launched, and we've been a very customer-driven company. That's obviously very important for the long term, because the FTC is coming after a lot of companies. We've seen it through the years, right? Coming after Herbalife and Nerium and Vima and many others. They're on the trail of a number of other companies. They're relentless. What they want to see is you have a real strong customer base. And so that's a big focus of ours. We are very customer driven. But just now, recently, in the last couple of months, we're starting to attract a number of great leaders who see this opportunity. They see the power of a single product focus. We put together what I believe is the most generous compensation plan in the industry. And we've put together an incredible team to really bring this around the world. And our vision for the company is to help millions of people become fitter, healthier, and happier. So that's just kind of a summary of where we are, and happy to dig into any areas you want to focus on.
Well, thank you so much, Ray. That was a fantastic overview of your background and how you've, come to, starting this fabulous company with a great product and developing great leaders that can help other people. And for me, it's a dream come true. I've been in the direct sales industry for over 3 decades now. And I just want to thank you for your vision and making it so easy to share. I've always said we're moving toward a sharing economy. And I was out yesterday here in Las Vegas and meeting lots of different people, and it's so easy to share. What's great is you can just give someone this little pack here, and then you and then you can plug it into the app. You have this fantastic Beyond Slim app, and the app will follow up with them. I mean, you've really made it direct sales for dummies.
Yeah. And, that's so important because, sampling clearly has been one of the primary ways that companies have gone into momentum. So if you just look around the industry, many times those companies that have a solid sampling program and a product that is sampleable go on to have incredible success, because it is so easy to hand one out. And then when people try it, in our case of our product, they universally love the taste. It's a delicious, natural blackberry lemonade flavor. It tastes phenomenal. And if you're taking the charged version, so we have 2 varieties. We have a caffeine-free, that was the one you were holding up. And then we have the charged version. This has 100 milligrams of caffeine from green tea. With this one, you get that instant energy boost, like having a nice big healthy cup of coffee, in conjunction with all the various nutrients that are in here. And there are 14 key ingredients in here that all get to work right away as soon as you're sipping that drink down and enjoying it over ice or however you want to have it. And so, it is the ultimate sampling product. And as you mentioned, we've got an app that makes the sampling really easy. It's a reason that the word is really getting out there on these.
Well, I'm going to have to order the caffeine, probably not for myself, because I have this a lot of my friends say, I don't know if I need more energy, but what I'd like, this is great. I just learned this. I mean, I need to have the caffeine, and I need to offer that to, would you like the non-caffeine or the caffeine? So,
and we, right now, the sales are about 60-40 caffeine. The charged version, it sells a little bit more than the caffeine free, but people love the caffeine free because the recommended way to take the product is you take it twice a day, about an hour before your 2 largest meals is ideal. You don't have to do it that way, but it's a little more efficient that way. And when you drink a glass of water or anything an hour before your meals, you're going to feel a little fuller. You're not going to eat as much. So that kind of helps with that too. But what most people do is they like to have one of these in the morning, and they get that energy boost, and then they have the caffeine free in the afternoon, because you really don't want to have caffeine for the most part, after 2 or 3 o'clock, because it might keep you up at night.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is fantastic. I'm learning as you provide these tips, because I'm fairly new with the company. The one other question I wanted to ask Ray is, there's so many wonderful, vitamins. I see magnesium.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's people that they want to know what's in it. Do you find that there's anything in this that is not healthy? I mean, is there anything that, someone would say, oh, I can't take this or that, or like, for example, sugar,
Yeah.
there's 3 grams of sugar.
Yeah. So, look, so you heard a little bit about my background. I am like the ultimate nutrition freak in terms of supplements I take and what I eat. And so when we created this, we wanted it to be perfect. So, there's nothing, even though it tastes great, there's nothing artificial. There's no artificial colors, no artificial flavors. It's all natural. We use tiny bit of sugar, so 3 grams of organic sugar, which just helps round out the taste a little bit. And just to give some context to that, a banana, the average banana, has about 14 grams of sugar. So it's about like eating this much of a banana. And the other reason we have the sugar in there is it does help with absorption of the electrolytes. It just helps absorption better when you have a little bit of sugar of the nutrients. So, and again, it rounds out the taste. Then we have the 14 key ingredients, which are pretty amazing. And we get a special type of green tea that's wrapped in a phytosome, which is basically, it's a natural component that helps the green tea polyphenols, which are the most important part of the green tea. It helps it get into your bloodstream 3 times more efficiently than without that. And so it's a very expensive technology. We get that from Italy, an Italian company, and they have worked on this for years and got great clinical data showing how well it's absorbed into the bloodstream. We have an incredible organic ashwagandha extract that we get from India. And ashwagandha is one of the great adaptogens. It's considered the immortality kind of herb from India. And it has incredible benefits for stress reduction, for improved sleep quality, for weight loss, for improved muscle strength, for brain health and memory, for sexual function, for both men and women. We had a call yesterday, by the way. We got into some detail on the sexual health benefits for women, which are significant. And it's an underserved market. When you look on TV or you see ads, it's all about Viagra. They're always talking about, something for the guy. And I think it's very, very unfair and unbalanced. And so we're changing that with this product. And so to me, this product is like a shotgun approach to all your health needs. And again, it's in a delicious tasting drink, so you're not chugging down pills. I happen to be a pill guy because that's how I grew up. So in addition to taking Zipslin, I also take a lot of pills every day, but I'm a little different. So I'm a little more psycho about health and wellness and that sort of thing, because it's been my entire life since I was 15 years old. But for most people, getting these 14 nutrients into your body twice a day will do absolute wonders for your health, your well-being, your energy levels, the amount of stress you feel. We saw a 17-time reduction in stress levels when you're taking this product for just 8 weeks. And so I could go on and on about the clinical data, but in terms of an all-around booster to help you feel happier, healthier, more energetic, more alive, there's no product like it on the market. And it's the only reason that I would come out of retirement to be involved with something that can have this sort of an impact, because I think it's so important that we really take our country back from what is being advertised out there, all the crappy foods that are being promoted that put weight on people, and the donuts and the sugary sodas, the 38 grams of sugar in a Coca-Cola that's making everybody overweight and unhealthy and increasing rates of heart disease and diabetes. We need to spread the word that there's a better way to live a longer, healthier, happier life. And that's by taking Zipslin twice a day. And then in conjunction with that, we also have our Reboot Rituals. So these are very simple rituals that we kind of do together as a group each week. We focus on one a week as a company, but we ask people to really pay attention to these 8 reboot rituals. I won't go into all of them today, but these are basic things that are going to improve your health in and of themselves. But when you combine them together, it can make a dramatic difference in your health. Things like making sure you're adequately hydrated, you're drinking a lot of water each day. Things like making sure you're getting consistent sleep time. You're focusing on eating what we call thin foods. It's basically staying away from heavy white carb type products, white breads, flours, sugars, those sort of things. Having an accountability partner that you can count on is another one of our reboot rituals. And then we even have one with some really good clinical data showing gratitude. So if you just take a few minutes, even a minute each morning to give gratitude for 3 things, they found that people who do that actually over a period of time, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 months, actually lose weight just by becoming a happier person like that and are healthier. So we've got this whole reboot program that we support and educate people on in conjunction with taking ZipSlim. And so it's a whole around wellness program that we want to inspire throughout the United States and then eventually in other countries in the world. But right now we're focused on the US.
Well, I just want to thank you again, Ray, for coming on the dot. And we'd love to have you back on again. And I just, you mentioned about the international expansion. I was born in Canada, so hopefully someday we'll be able to get this to my Canadian friends and places all around the world. What is wonderful is this is easy to send. I mean, you can really, you can get samples, sending samples. It's something that's easy to share. So what we do with On the Dot, you get the last word, Ray. So, but don't hang up after you get the last word, because I want to just touch base with you. But thanks again and for coming on, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share an amazing product that can help millions and millions of people here in the United States and around the world.
Yeah, well, Dot, thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the opportunity to speak on your podcast here. You have been a incredible supporter of the industry and a participant in it for many, many years. And we appreciate you joining with us and for everything you've done to be a big fan of the direct selling industry for so many years. So thank you so much. And I'd love to come back at some point whenever you want to invite me back.